Okay, so on today's video, I'm going to show you real quick how to graph on a computer. And you should have this assignment up from Google Classroom, and it should have your name. It should say like graphing on a computer and then have your name out to it. So you can make changes to this that no one else can see other than myself. So it tells us to graph each problem situation worked today in class using the free online calculator. Make sure you watch the how-to video before getting started. That's the how-to video where we're at. So go ahead and click on the free online calculator link. So you do that just by clicking on it and then click there. It should open a new window. And we're going to graph this example that is already in your skills practice book that's been worked. So the first thing we have to do is set up intervals. And you can see that our first section of the graph goes from 0 to 20. So on my graph, I'm going to put y equals a bracket, and it says from 0 to 20. So you're going to say 0 is less than x, which is less than 20. And then we put a colon. And now we're going to put the equation that represents that line. But just give me a second. Let's just set up the intervals first. So the second interval goes from 20 to 40. So I'll come back over here to my graph and say y equals bracket from 20 is less than x to 40. And then a colon again. And it automatically puts that second bracket when you go to add your third one. So let's see where that third interval is from. It goes from 40 to 50. So y equals bracket 40 is less than x, which is less than 50, and a colon. So now we can go in and we can put our equation that would be in y equals mx plus b, or slope-intercept form. And I think over here the easiest one to see is this middle section because it's y is at 40. So let's go ahead and do that, just so you can see what you're going to get. So you have your colon, you just put 40, and it should pop up. Now the reason it's not popping up is because our intervals are going from like 8 to -2. So you can zoom in and out, and you can move your graph. So you can see right here from 20 to 40 we have a line at 40 on the y-axis. The next one that is easy to do is this first section because it's got a y-intercept of 0. And we're rising 20 and rising 40 and running 20. 40 divided by 20 is 2. So the equation part of this is just 2x. And again, as you can see, it's now created that section for us. Now the harder part is this third section because we don't know by looking at this graph where that y-intercept is, and we have to tell the computer what the slope-intercept form is, so we have to know that. I know that the slope of this, it says it's going from 40 down to 0, so that's -40 and over 10, so it's -4x. So if I just put in -4x, it's assuming my y-intercept is at 0, so you can see it down here. And we need to move it up quite a bit. Now let's see, this is down -150-ish. So maybe, what if we did like plus 150? And you can always take your slope-intercept form equation and you can put it, you can put your point in there and then solve for that slope-intercept. That's fine. Or you can kind of see what's going on. So if I raised it 150, I'm not quite there. Let's go 200. Excuse me. And then 200 connects it. So this equation is -4x plus 200. Okay. And so now that we have this, you can kind of play around with your zoom, and then we're going to screenshot this, and your screenshot is a little different than mine on the Mac, so just give me a second and let me do this. So when you screenshot yours, it automatically copies it for you. And then you come over here, back to the assignment, go to the number you're working on, and hit paste. Now this is rather large, so you can go ahead and cut that down a little bit if you want. I just need to see the basic outline of it that you did it correctly. Okay. And maybe we should show you one more. So let's go to number 10. Now, we've done this in class, so you already have the answers to this. And we're going to get rid of these. You just X out. And see if you can set up the intervals on your own. So take a second and pause and go to your own and see if you can do this correctly. This is 0 to 60 is the first one. Y equals bracket 0 is less than x, which is less than 60. Okay. The second one is from 60 to 120. Y equals bracket 60 is less than x, which is less than 120. One more interval, 120 to 150. Y equals bracket 120 is less than x, which is less than 150. And when I look at the answer that I'm trying to graph, that middle section is just that 10, so that's pretty easy to type in. I can do that fairly quickly. Okay. See though, I'm having issues with finding it because it's so, like the x-axis is so many numbers. There we go. Now this is kind of looking a little silly, so maybe I want to go over here and change my y-axis to something more manageable. This is helping me out a lot here. Alright, now let's look at the next one. From 0 to 10 and then over to 60. So 10 divided by 60 is 1/6. This is just 1/6 x. And to get it to do that, you just do 1 a slash like you would do for division and 6, and it automatically puts it in that fraction form for you. And then I just arrowed from the 6 over and then typed an x to get 1/6 x. And then on the third section, we're going from 10 to 0, so that's negative 10, and then from 120 to 150, and that's a difference of 30. So we have negative 1/3 as our slope. Negative 1 divided by 3, arrow over x. And let's see if we can find where this is at. This is way down there, so maybe I'll do plus 50 and see what we get. And it just happened, I just picked this y-axis number to see where it got, and it got me there. So I'm going to zoom back in and get it a good size. Get rid of this, don't save. Again, the Chromebooks are a little different on how they save things. Notice I'm getting my numbers in there so I can see what we're counting by. And then I'm going to come over here, paste it. Okay, so that's what you're going to do on all the rest of them. Make sure you go in, do 9 again so that you get the practice, and then do 10 as well.